All right, motherfuckers. I just want to say one thing before we start this video. Remember that Finn Balor video that I made? Well, it wasn't really a Finn Balor video, I suppose, but it was, what's it called? It was called Nude Pics of Male Wrestlers Leaked, right? And I expected this video to reach 1,000 views relatively quickly. The video has 883 unique viewers and over 1,000 views per person, right? Per person. Over 1,000 views total, right? Now, there's a reason for this. I did this to prove that a lot of wrestling fans have these weird, perverse reasons for watching wrestling. And I will talk about that in another video. I'm looking at the analytics now, and they are pretty troubling. The age range, the female to male ratio, there's a lot of problems with this video, but we will talk about that another day, motherfuckers. All right? Today, we're going to talk about a wrestler that this actually upset me a little bit. And I just found another article, motherfuckers. I have to say that this really upset me because I've been talking a lot about how Velveteen Dream is going to be the next John Cena. And it looks like that may not be the case. There's an update, something about Velveteen Dream had a warrant issued for his arrest, I suppose, for busting out a window of a car or whatever. We do dumb shit. It is what it is. I'm not going to, pretty much, bury him, for that reason. And plus, this after the man told an officer in December that he saw the same man believed to be Velveteen Dream. All right, this article is not credible, and that's kind of the story that we're talking about right now. The believability of the accusations around Velveteen Dream. Now, for those of you that don't know, my friend messaged me this morning and he said Velveteen Dream. Apparently, my friend said that he sent pictures of his dick or whatever to 3 young boys. Later, it turned out to be 3 young women, I think. I'm not exactly sure. But let's be real here. At first, I didn't believe it. Now it looks like there's a tweet from Velveteen Dream. It says, "Be assured I did not communicate inappropriately with anyone. A private photo of mine was shared without my consent or knowledge, and I am working with a third party to look into this matter." Now, that pretty much throws away the theory that it wasn't him. Now, a lot of people can push things around. One of the arguments that I was going to make was that I need proof that it's him. I didn't see the picture, but my friend described that it was just his upper body and his schlong. That could be anybody's upper body and anybody's schlong, as far as I'm concerned. Did his dick have a perm or something? Did his dick hair have a perm? Was his dick wearing the Prince third eye glasses? Is that what's happening? Oh fuck, it's him. Maybe it was wearing eyeglasses. I didn't see it. But the point I'm trying to make is exactly that, right? That it appeared to me that this is just bullshit, because to me, the only kind of proof that can be used, that should be viable, is if you see someone and you see their face and their dick and you're like, that's their dick, that's their face, and the most important part, that he sent this picture to an underage person. That, and I will have to say, that he knew was an underage person. Now, that's not a defense legally. A lot of times it doesn't matter. You have to do your due diligence, and this is the internet, so internet law is still obviously kind of new. You know what I'm saying? Unlike that corporation shit that we talked about, where Mr. Cameron's paying them dividends because he wants to keep investors, even though I guess that's not really the case, because contracts don't typically say you have to pay dividends. But that's neither here nor there. It's more of a correction. But my first argument was, how do we know that it's Dream? Then my friend sent me this thing. It was a picture, but I clicked it and it played an audio, and it was Velveteen Dream, or allegedly, saying something, right? And I'm like, all right, it sounds like him. But once again, if you're trying to frame someone, you're trying to imitate their voice. So it's not outside the realm of possibility that he didn't do it at all, right? Now it looks like he did it. The question becomes, did he do it himself, or was the photo shared without his consent? We saw what happened with Enzo Amore, right? The guy maintained his innocence, and he basically said, yo, I didn't do it, motherfuckers. Problem was, he didn't tell Vince and Triple H, who gives a fuck. He didn't do it, and he got fired for it. So I hope the same thing doesn't happen with Velveteen Dream. The problem here is that we have no way of knowing what happened and if it's true or not. Now, the first question we have to ask is, why would anyone fake this, right? Why would anyone go after a man's career just to fuck with it? You're trying to ruin someone's life. The answer to that is, of course, we know that people do this. People are evil sometimes, and they do these things. Secondly, it's also possible that whoever hacked Velveteen Dream's Instagram, if that's what happened, did send the picture. You know what I mean? And then these people are like, yo, man, why are you sending me dick pics? I'm 15, right? And then it's like, oh, wait a second. I understand now. I should be doing that. But if someone else did it, why would that person do it? So unfortunately, we are left with the possibility that Velveteen Dream did really do it. And you know the hater, even though Velveteen Dream is easily in my top 5 wrestlers right now, he might very well be the #1 pro wrestler in my list right now. I have to call it like it is, motherfucks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna make some assumptions here. I know it's just a gimmick, but he plays the gimmick very well. And the gimmick has some very creepy undertones. Now, does this dispositively mean that he did it? Of course not. But let's just say this. I would not be surprised if news came out that Velveteen Dream did this. I would not be surprised if there was proof. I wouldn't be like, oh, not him. I'd be like, oh, it kind of fits, I hope it's not true, but I would be like, it kind of fits a little bit. And that's fucked up of me. I shouldn't judge someone based on how well they play a character or their appearance or how they wear their hair or anything like that. You know what I mean? But there we are, motherfucks. That's what we do in this world. We judge people based on how they behave and how they look sometimes. Now, I will say, like, if, for example, the story was Undertaker has sent dick pics to an underage person, I'd be like, no way, not Undertaker, not Stone Cold, you know what I'm saying? Not The Rock, right? Like if someone was like, hey, we heard that Mark Henry sent dick pics to a 15-year-old. I'd be like, absolutely no way. There's no way Mark Henry would do that. Yeah, I've heard him talk. I've heard him speak. He's not like an idiot. He's not like this like immature guy. He's not young. He's not stupid. He's well spoken, right? He's had like a career with no like issues. He seems like a decent and good guy. So I'm thinking to myself, no way, it's Mark Henry. Now I understand that's like a form of prejudice where I can just assume that it's not Mark Henry and I can assume that it might be Velveteen Dream. But that's how it is. It's the way you carry yourself. If you Mark Henry's what, let's say 50. If you've carried yourself that way for 30 years on TV, and I'm like, man, you seem like a nice guy. I can't really see. I can't even envision that. But when, for example, Jared Fogle, when it was revealed that he was a pedophile, I'm like, I'm not surprised. Before he lost the weight, he already looked like a pedophile. And his last name, Fogle, Fondle, coincidence? I don't think so, motherfuckers. So that's what I'm saying about that. Velveteen Dream, though, this is just a bad blow for WWE because, like I've said several times, this would be the guy that you put all your eggs in his basket and you just let him do what he needs to do because he's got all of it. Now, including a potential criminal record, motherfuckers, but we'll see. Now, I don't like the article that I just saw that said like, oh, he smashed a car window once, like a few years ago. Who gives a fuck? That's irrelevant. Like the fact that, like, even if he was caught on camera smashing a window, that wasn't even the article. The article was like a dude that looked like him that could have been him. The fuck? That could have been, I almost said my friend's name, but that could have been one of my friends who somewhat resembles Velveteen Dream. You understand what I'm saying? Except for the hair, right? Could have been my friend, but it's not, right? Could have been anybody. Now, the point I'm trying to make is this. We need to focus on the issue at hand and not dig up shit from his past where he broke a car window, which is irrelevant to what's being challenged right now. We're talking about like predatorial crimes here. We're not talking about like fighting or rage or breaking windows or even stealing. That might be a little bit more closely related because it's like a moral crime. But anything that involves like getting angry and doing something, it is what it is. So what I'm saying is this. There needs to be a thorough investigation. The #1 thing that should not happen here, no matter what, is that they fire Velveteen Dream without proof, motherfucks. Without proof. Like, you have to have proof and evidence to say, like, yo, you did it. Here's the proof. It came from your account is not good enough proof. You know what I mean? Now, it might be good enough proof to fire him because they don't want to be associated with a guy with these accusations. But it's not enough proof to condemn the man. And if he is innocent, and this happens all the time, motherfuckers, then he might be out of a career at the young age of 24. Because if WWE fires him from this, he's the next Enzo Amore, right? He is not, even Rich Swann, who like beat up his wife or whatever, he got a contract in TNA. Because it's like, oh, whatever. Like, we're more tolerant of people hitting their wives, I guess, than we are of like, people like fucking kids, right? If he did it, he's a piece of garbage. I'm not going to have double standards here, The same way that I say about Benoit. Because Benoit killed his family, he's a piece of shit. I hope he never goes into the Hall of Fame. I couldn't care less. I don't give a fuck. I'll still watch his matches, but it gives me a bad feeling. I'm like, this guy sucks, So it's the same thing. If Velveteen Dream did it, he can kiss my ass. I don't care. However, I will say this. If he didn't know that the girl was like 15 or whatever, then that's a little different, isn't it? If he thought he was communicating with an 18-year-old, he's only 24. He's not this like grown man. He's a 24-year-old kid. Now I know some of you are like in your 20s, early 20s, and you're like, I'm a grown man. Trust me, motherfucks. When you reach like 30, you'll understand how stupid you were at 24. Even if you're a smart guy. This has happened to every 30-year-old I know, including my dad. You know what I'm saying? So like he's like a dumb kid still. So it's something that he could have done without thinking of the consequences of like, yo, what if this girl is not 18? You know, this is there's a lesson to be learned, you motherfucks. The lesson is don't send dick pics ever. That's the lesson. Anyone that does that is immature. Period. Now, I'm not saying he sent it. I'll tell you this story. One time, the hater took a dick pic that he was going to send to a girl. This was many years ago. This was like in my early 20s. You know, I was like 21, 22, maybe even 20. I don't remember, to be honest. Maybe 23. Let's say 23, right? I took it and I had it on my camera roll. Luckily, I didn't send it. And I was in a car in the back seat. My friend was driving, and his girlfriend and this other girl and me were in the back seat. And I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking through my pictures, and I forgot that I had this pic. And I swiped, and the pic, it's like a pic of my dick right on my phone. Luckily, I don't think the girl saw it, and I just swiped it off again. And I thought to myself, what kind of even at 21, I'm like, what kind of a serious person like has pictures of his dick? You know, that's like some infantile shit. That's like the thing that a nerd or a loser would have. So now, I'm not here to judge Velveteen Dream for having pictures of his dick. Do whatever you want, but there are consequences to this shit. People might hack you. People might frame you. People might screw you. Or you might send him to a 15-year-old. Whatever the case may be, motherfucks. So that being said, if it were up to me, I would do an internal investigation. And if I find no evidence that Velveteen Dream did this, I would put him on the shelf for several months until this thing blows over, until the next big wrestling scandal, and then I would introduce him a month after that. And hopefully people forget. That's what I would do. I would not continuously show him on TV, etc., etc. You know, that he is too good of a talent to ruin because of this. You can risk losing Enzo Amore, a big fucking deal. But not Velveteen Dream. He is an exceptional one. So that's what I'm saying, motherfuckers. However, if the investigation says that he did it, then peace, bounce, get the fuck out of here, you pedophile, you know what I'm saying? Or a hebophile, whatever the fuck the word is now. There you have it, cucks. That's what I gotta say about the Velveteen Dream. I really hope he didn't do it because I have big hopes for this guy. But it is what it is. If he did, he's a piece of shit. And quite frankly, if he did, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be as shocked as I would, like, for example, if Jerry Lawler tomorrow was caught sending dick pics to teens, not one person would be surprised. But if JR was doing it, or Stone Cold, or even Michael Cole, he's a little iffy. But like JBL, you think JBL would do that? Absolutely. Like Farouk, like all the serious wrestlers, all the really masculine ones. Do you think they'd do that? You think, like, and the older ones, do you think they'd do it? Of course not, man. You could see that from like a Randy Orton. You could see that from like the immature, like young ones. You know what I mean? But you're not going to see that from like the Mark Henrys, the Farouks, the JBLs, Undertakers, these people. Mick Foley, you're never going to see that from him, right? So that's what I'm saying. If this is fake and someone did this to him, I pray to God that the authorities somehow find out who it is. And in my opinion, crimes like this should be punished with a minimum of 25 years in the slammer. And that seems a little harsh to some. It might even be life, because you are fucking with someone's existence. You are fucking with someone's livelihood. You are fucking with the rest of someone's life. There is nothing worse than being labeled a child molester or a sex offender involving children. There is nothing worse in the world. Even in prison, they'll kill him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing worse than that. And if you're willing to put that on someone and they didn't do it, you are a piece of garbage. And you deserve, like, prison for, like whatever punishment Velveteen Dream would get for this, you deserve about 5 times that, which he probably wouldn't even get that much. But whatever, you understand what I'm saying, right? We have to be able to punish people that are proven to have framed someone, like, severely. You know what I mean? Just like all those women that, like, falsely accuse dudes of rape, and then they get, like, 3 months in prison. Get the fuck out of here. You should be, like, if that guy was going to get 15 years for rape, you should get 30 years for rape, bitch, for doing that kind of shit. That's what I'm saying, motherfuckers. You can't be fucking with people's lives. Spreading lies, they're, like, almost everything else. There's very few things that cannot be forgiven. Killing someone, I mean, even that, what am I saying? That can be forgiven too. You know, self-defense, various other things. Like rape, child molestation, these are 2 things that cannot be forgiven. And in my opinion, lying cannot be forgiven. If you lie and you fuck something up, you cannot be forgiven for this because it is malicious. You intentionally told a falsehood to ruin someone's life. So I pray that if this is not the case, they find who did it. When Velveteen Dream says he's working with a third party, I am assuming that he's working with some sort of private investigator or a firm or something like that, or a law firm that has investigators that are like cybercrime type of shit. So they can figure out, they can pinpoint who did it somehow, one way or another. I don't know. That would be great. Or at least they can exonerate him from doing it if he didn't do it. Because it would be a shame. Like, Enzo Amore is one of the lucky ones. Yeah, he lost his job with WWE, you know, but at least he was proven innocent to a degree, right? Like the girl was like, oh, I know my story. And there was like, all the cops were like, yo, we have no evidence whatsoever, right? So at least he was exonerated in that way. Velveteen Dream might not even get that privilege. He might be left into obscurity and no one might care about it at all because it's not like it's not as serious as like an actual rape. So he might be branded with this for the rest of his life. You understand how fucked up that is? Can you imagine what's going through his head if he's innocent? Now, what's going through his head if he's guilty, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I hope they find him if he's guilty. But that's what I'm saying, motherfuckers. It's hard out there. And all of you, be careful, please. Be careful with what you say on the internet, what you do on the internet. One of the reasons why my face reveal hasn't happened yet is because I know that there are consequences in the real world for what you say on the internet. Even if you say it as a joke. Trust me. I speak from experience, motherfuckers. And I know a lot of people whose lives have changed, like, not forever, but significantly because of things they've done, said, and most importantly, sent to other people. Don't do it. Don't make that mistake. I mean, I'm not abroad, but I would assume that if someone sent me like a picture of their vagina, I would not be turned on. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? What kind of a woman are you? You lascivious skank. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. I don't like that kind of shit. And real ones don't. That's bitch, man. That's a bitch move. If you're that kind of person, you're a bitch. If you're out there, oh, I'm going to send you my dick pic. Isn't this hot? No, it's not hot. You're fucking weird and you're socially awkward. And you need to listen to the hater videos to get your game up, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Which, speaking of, that's the next video up in this bitch. Maybe not the next video, but I recorded another one just now. There's going to be a video talking about my hater motivations, motherfuckers. Hater motivations. We're starting that soon. Well, at least the prelude to that. And with that, motherfuckers, I hope this all resolves itself the best way possible. And most importantly, I hope justice is served wherever the pendulum might fall on that. I hope it falls correctly, motherfuckers. Peace out.